In the world, Ghana, they don't gonna link up and down. Shut up, Wale. Come tell me the Godfather in the team, we are right armor. Me, mommy, other, collect on the Godfather. Big up every your time, every get all your time. Every get all your girl, just say me I'm number one. Dancehall king of the whole Ghana. The girl them a lead of the whole Ghana. Damn movement team of the whole Ghana. Money makers team of the whole Ghana. I'm king of the whole Ghana. Okay, so shout out the program 50-50 comes away. And so our special seated guest this morning will be Ambassador Rufus Neufville, the executive chairman of the People Action Network. We put a seat this morning. It goes to the studio.
107.1 FM. You are listening to your hit music radio station.
Good morning, Monrovia. Good morning, Abel. Good morning, Robert Field. Good morning, Robert Sport. Good morning, Kakatat. Good morning, Salala. Good morning, Macaque City. Good morning, Totman Burger. Good morning, Clay. Good morning, Bo Waterside. Good morning, Riverside. Good morning, Bapulu. Good morning, Buchanan. Good morning, La. Good morning, Cowell. Good morning, Brewerville. Virginia and Camp David. My River Edge. This is 50-50 on a Monday morning on Sky 107.1 FM with this topic. How similar or different in scope is the COP George Weah Step Down Protest staged a few years ago from the CPP with Tiyah Suffering Rally to be staged the 17th of this 2022 right in front of the Samuel Kanyon Do Sports Stadium. What is the similarity? What is the difference? Nobody knows it better than that. Besides, our guest, Honorable Ambassador Rufus Neufville, he is the executive director of the People's Action Network and once upon a time, the national chair of the independent COP. By 11 o'clock, our lines will be open, so you call me on those numbers from 0777-777-107. Keep it live from 50-50 on Sky 107. Better stay coming on 0777-221-223. Those numbers are paged on our Facebook page, Sky Communications Liberia. My name is Timas, of course. I'm the only grandson of my grandfather. And 50-50, you just can't beat the experience. We'll be back after the theme song.
Yes, there is a coming from Hello. Don't worry. How was feeling my city now? I saw in next week episode. I don't want to hear with your morning, Lord. Get me out for your house.
Shit. Just my wife. Don't worry. I got the perfect solution for you. I hope Right on the radio. Hey, they make the announcement again. Just listen.
More light at home. More possibilities for greatness. Orange Energy is a reliable solution to all light problems. Inspired by the sun and changing lives, one beam at a time. Brighter days are here. Orange Energy now provides reliable electricity at affordable rates, with solar kits starting at $6,565 Liberian dollars and monthly payments starting at $1,600 Liberian dollars. Visit any of our stores or please to purchase your kit.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
They have done it again.
What excitement! Share the good news now.
My pikin tried to Cote d'Ivoire yesterday, and he still calling me on a number. He still browsing on it all.
Nothing makes me more relaxed than being able to work and stay connected without interruption, whether I am at home or away.
They have done it.
More travels, more possibilities. With a just released roaming data bundle for travelers to Cote d'Ivoire,
Guinea-Conakry, and Mali.
you can now stay connected on the go. Dial *535# to activate a plan ranging from $1 for 25 megabytes to $20 for 1 gigabyte. The new roaming data bundle, an offer for you.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
For more than years, Uptown Garage has all it takes to make your car work best for you. Uptown Garage has brought in all sizes of new tires. We also have efficient and lasting Uptown tires. Uptown Garage has also brought in a state-of-the-art 2022 upgraded diagnostic machine that can easily detect any problem with your car. Don't worry, we can fix it for you. Is your car having any electrical problem? Well, Uptown Garage has a professional electrician from Ghana who is up to the task of programming and solving all of your car electrical problems. Uptown Garage is at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets with the Uptown Spare Parts Store on Broad Street side. We have our garage and new showroom at Rehab at the junction of President Williams' residence. For original spark plugs from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly, come to Uptown Garage. We give 1 month warranty. We also provide a tow truck free of charge if we are the ones to work on your car. But we can also tow your car anywhere for a fee. Contact Uptown Garage head office on 0777 553317 or 0886 553317 or our rehab branch on 0770 902865. Uptown Garage, your 100% Liberian owned, is here to put a smile on your face.
Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight.
We tire suffering, oh, we tire. We tire suffering, oh, we tire.
Yes, my sister. We tire suffering. We suffering.
Can you hear our people? Nothing coming out of it. So much in the government here. We tire suffering.
Giving their family there and their friend at work that they know the person not fit to do it. Too much in the government here. We tire suffering.
Let it there now. Papa and Mama not get money to send the children to school. We tire suffering.
Hospital paying bar off. We tire suffering.
They're all over the street. We tire suffering.
Imagine. Government recording. They can be causing law for their pain. No man. We tire suffering.
My brother, our country gone way beyond only the president, his family and friend they enjoying while we suffering. So we tire suffering.
No. I will not equal with you. The president feel flat. We tire suffering. Yeah, we tire.
Yes, so yes, we tire.
So my people, you'll not be scared.
Join us out on Saturday, December 17, 2022, to tell the president and his wicked government plus the whole world that we tire suffering.
And we want change the better.
Get up, stand up, get up, stand up.
Thank you very much. Back on 50/50 on Sky 107.1 FM. I got three newspapers here, the Heritage Inquirer as well as the front page newspaper. Let me give you the banner headlines so the back pages of the three newspapers. Let's begin with the Heritage says, over financial strength of East International Companies, several senators, citizens expressed doubt. The photos of Daros Delon and Mervyn. Ruling CDC chairman dissents on opposition, said no peacemaker among them. Wow. Says act ending all forms of gender-based violence against women. As LACC celebrates the National Anti-Corruption Day, World Bank country chief warns all hands on deck. Mr. Alexander B. Cummings, standard bearer of the CPP message to Liberians on the planned December 17, 2022 peaceful rally with Tiyah Suffering Rally. Let's get to the back of that page. It says, Senate to probe claim of budget altering. Jetty wins LRA 2020 to 2021 real property commercial highest taxpayer award. The photo of Jetty is here. For scientific inventions and public health advocacy by medical scientist Dr. Weah Chris Nyange's APA Award of Honor. His photo also is here. So a mining company under scam attack is pointed at unnamed local official. Move on to Philip Whistle from the Inquirer newspaper said alleges enumerator sees sensor tools for DSA. Alleges acting boss Lawrence George showing or disappointing and frustrated face. LBDR former president clarifies allegation about his credential. The LBDR former boss Dio Delaney. So a mining company under scam attack, fingers pointed out at unnamed local official. Media stakeholders disengaged from PUA elections saga, but the photo of the PUA president, Charles Coffey, the back page of the Inquirer newspaper said IPCLL officially launched in Liberia. Man Fitness Life identify orphans and abandoned children. Let's move on to the last paper, which is the front page newspaper says, it destroyed my life, quote. In a WhatsApp group, trafficked women in Oman plead for help as the prime suspect flees Liberia. How did he get out? A new lease on life, the United States of America appeared to have given the Weah administration an opportunity to put a house in order regarding sanctions with the government take the bait. Will the government take the bait? People above party, ruling CDC, postponed President Weah's nomination because of festive season, said it places people above party. Political big shots who cannot pay loans at Liberia Bank for Investment and Development put on notice. Expressed concern over loan defaulters at LBDI. They said Biden White House Africa Summit was in the cards for continent's big waves. Photos of Africa's biggest big shots. Their faces are here. All of them are rich people. So million African president can be a poor man. And it says, and let me read it. I hope that they will be very straightforward in telling our leaders what is expected of them, recognizing where some have indeed moved their countries forward, have achieved a lot of their development goals. But for many who determine that they will hold on to office and thereby sabotage the future of young citizens, they need to be told that we must all have our chance to be on the scene. Do what we can do to pass it on. Ellen Johnson Sally. This is a caveat. You want to give a report card, see what you've done for your country, and this perpetual hold on to power, they will show you the door. The back page of the front page newspaper says, promise fulfilled. APM terminals, Liberia renewed its national county league sports meet sponsorship donates jerseys. That is what is trending in the newspapers today. You can buy them and you read them, but that's not the meat of my today's breakfast. I'm here to discuss with the executive chair, Ambassador Rufus, Neufville executive director of People's Action Network, and once upon a time, the national chair of the Independent Council of Patriots. I asked him to give me the comparison, how similar or different in its scope is the COP Weah Step Down campaign protest staged a few years ago from the CPP with Tiyah Suffering Rally to be staged on December 17, 2022, right in front of the SKD Sports Stadium. So we have with us our special studio guest, Mr. Ambassador Rufus Neufville. Good morning, Ambassador.
Good morning. It's a pleasure being here. Team House, like I've always said, I appreciate the work you do for Liberian people and for this noble institution. Thanks for having me. I want to complete your team. Good morning, Hapo.
I have not reached there yet.
Buchanan.
No, I reached Buchanan. I'm in Buchanan.
Good morning, Fishtown.
I have not reached.
So, I mean, thanks for having me on a serious note. It's good to be here.
You know that for putting people together in the exercise of their rights, the fundamental right, the constitutional right. You participated actively in the COP, and you're one of the stalwarts of the COP. When it was then one COP before, it split in two different directions. Given its scope, the similarities and differences in this COP and the Tiyah Suffering Rally.
Thank you, Tim. First, I want to lay the basis. I want to put down the COP Weah Step Down versus the Tiyah Suffering or CPP protest. First, it's important to note that Liberia is a part of the Committee of Nations. We are a member of the United Nations, the African Union, and several international institutions. And those institutions have specific protocols or conventions and treaties, that the member states all sign onto, and they are compelled to abide by. So before we come to our local law on the right to assemble, I want to begin by first reading for the sake of the listening public, because I know you know some of these instruments, but it's just few sentences under the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. That's the RCCPR, under the United Nations, or guarded by the Human Rights Committee under the United Nations. To that protocol, Article 21 is very clear and very short. It reads, the right of peaceful assembly will be recognized. No one may be placed on the exercise of this right other than those imposed in conformity with the law and which are necessary in a democratic society in the interest of national security or public safety, public order, the protection of public health or morals, or the protection of the rights and freedoms of others. This is Article 21 of the RCCPR, the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights under the United Nations, and Liberia is a state party to this protocol.
Is this similar to that of Article 17?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to draw, we're coming to Article 17, I'm trying to draw the international backing for peaceful assembly. So as far as the United Nations is concerned, the African Union, the rest of the institutions, the right to assemble peacefully in keeping with law is guaranteed and is fundamental, and it cannot be altered or disturbed by the government, by the president, by the armed forces of Liberia, by the Liberian National Police, by whatever. So the protesters so far under the banner of the CPP have now gone contrary to laws. And all they are saying is that they want to assemble to express how dissatisfied they are with the way the country is being run. They have not made any statement so far that contravenes any international instrument. And so I'm happy that the Minister of Justice, who is also a lawyer, gave them the right to assemble peacefully. But in addition to the international instrument, we also have our own laws locally that guarantee the right to assemble. We have fundamental rights under the Liberian Constitution, which is a higher right. When we talk about fundamental rights in the Liberian Constitution, which will come to Article 17, there are all kinds of rights. You have the right to even eat palm butter every day, but these rights are put into different categories, and some rights are stronger than other rights. Article 17, which guarantees the right to assemble, is on a fundamental right in the Liberian Constitution. And all of those rights that are listed, fundamental rights, they cannot be ordinarily encroached on by the government of Liberia, except that it's a compelling reason. And the Ministry of Justice may explain to you what are the compelling reasons, either public health issue, Ebola, or something like that. Once there's no compelling reason, people have the right to assemble. And for the benefit of few of our friends listening, under Chapter 3, Article 17, it's important to also read Article 17. Having read the convention, which gave right to assemble under the international law, I also want to read our own law, which is Article 17, giving right to peaceful assembly. It reads, all persons at all times in an orderly and peaceful manner shall have the right to assemble and consult upon the common good, to instruct their representatives, to petition the government or other functionaries for the redress of grievances, and to associate fully with others or refuse to associate in political parties, trade union, and other organizations. So you see, the United Nations has specific provision under the RCCPR guaranteeing Article 21, guaranteeing the right to assemble, and also our own constitution, which under fundamental law, I'm emphasizing fundamental law because it's not just written in the constitution for no reason. When a law is fundamental, it means that the government cannot ordinarily oppose those rights. So the right to assemble is guaranteed by the Constitution. That is why sometimes we use protests as the mechanism to tell our governors that we, the governed, we are not happy. So as far as the CPP announcement is concerned, I have followed it very, very carefully. I have not heard anything like, we tire suffering, so the government must end. Or we tire suffering, so we must bring the mansion down. I'm not hearing it. All I'm hearing is that we tire suffering and we're going to gather, spread out to what extent we tire suffering. So the Liberia National Police, the Ministry of Justice, they got no authority, no option, not even the armed forces of Liberia, to stop Liberians from assembling.
And let me read this for you, which fundamentally unprecedented from the list of the Minister of Justice, Attorney General. He said, we present compliments and hearing acknowledged receipt of your letter of November 28, 2022, informing us of a planned rally slated for December 17, 2022, to be held within the outside space of the Samuel K. Doe complex. Consistent with Article 17, the Minister of Justice is quoting, who is indeed an astute lawyer, consistent with Article 17 of the Liberian Constitution. All persons at all times in an orderly and peaceful manner, the right to assemble and consult upon the common good, to instruct the representatives, to petition the government and other functionaries for the redress of grievance, and to associate fully with others or refuse to associate in political parties, trade unions, and other organizations. We hereby approve and grant clearance for the rally. We have directed the Liberian National Police to provide the necessary protection as you peacefully assemble. Please contact the Inspector General of the Liberian National Police to discuss and agree on the details of your plan. This man, people might have a problem with him, but I think this one is acted within the confine of the law and be somebody who's been in the trenches before.
The right to assemble is not subjected to the whims and caprices of the Justice or the Liberia National Police Forces. The right to assemble is guaranteed under the Liberian Constitution. So all the government can do to provide the necessary police protection to make sure that the protesters don't go outside of the law, and also that other people don't attack the people when they're exercising the right to freely assemble. So just like I quoted, the minister is very clear in his letter, being a lawyer, that the right to assemble is guaranteed by the Liberian Constitution. So as a civil institution, only advise that the government should provide the necessary protection, not just for the protesters, but for non-protesters. So while the government protect the protester, you also got to protect other people who want to pass and go to the hospital or go to the market. So we have rights, on all sides. Similarly, if people want to assemble to say we enjoying, if people decide that we're going to assemble to say we enjoying, the government should protect the right of people who want to assemble to say we enjoying. So that is the democracy we fought for. And 250,000 Liberians died. And Mr. Jonathan, you have been very keen on human rights, the rule of law, freedom of the press in this country. 1990, people said they don't have the freedom to assemble, they can't express themselves, so they will fight. So if you don't want people to fight, you got to allow them to enjoy all of the provisions of the Liberian Constitution. So the Minister of Justice is right. People saying that cannot be subjected to the pleasure. Article 17 is not at the pleasure of the president or speaker or vice president. People want to assemble to say the government failed, let them assemble to say the government failed. And the government should protect those people who want to assemble to say the government failed. And do the same for people who want to assemble to say the government is very successful. And that president, we are the most successful president since 1847. That would be their own right. But to muscle people, to push people against the wall only because you believe that they're going to say you fail, I think it's unconstitutional. If you stop anybody from expressing themselves, they will think otherwise.
Let's look at the previous protest, the COP Weah Step Down Protest. Was it legal protest? Was it under the law? Did you people have the right? Was it guaranteeing the right for you to have expressed yourself and demand the removal of the president?
There were several COP protests. It's important for us to indicate that. The first protest was guaranteed under the law. We assembled at the Capitol building, the biggest assembly since in the history of post-war Liberia. We presented a petition to the government saying we are dissatisfied with transparency, accountability, blah, blah, blah. There was a long petition that we presented to the government. That was constitutional, and I participated. Most of people in the press were all participated. But then there was a second round of protests in January, where some people said, no, just protesting is not enough. We need to move on the mansion. In fact, President, we must step down. That was the reason for the split. One of the reasons. But again, the type of...
So in other words, that was not lawful.
That was not lawful. And I want to read section 11.12 of the penal law. The penal law is a body of laws in Liberia dealing with crimes, behavior that are considered crime. So we don't just say our opinion. Let's always reference the law. They talk about sedition. A person owing allegiance to Liberia has committed sedition, a felony of the second degree, if he advocates by word of mouth, writing or otherwise, sectionalism, cronism, tribalism, blah, 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 coming all the way down. But then B, under the same section, it says you have committed sedition if a person advocates rebellion, incites or in any way promotes insurrection against the authority of the Republic of Liberia. So I advise my friends, being a lawyer, that look, we'll be abrogating the Constitution, something that is a crime, to say we should march on the executive mansion and say President Weah should step down. Now, I'm one of those that have been very critical and will still remain critical as a civil society leader in this country on the activities of government. But you see, my brother T. Max, any soup you cook election day, you're supposed to drink that soup for 6 years. And we're going to another election again in a few months from now. Any soup you cook 2023 October, whether that Alexander Cummings soup, that George Weah soup, or T. Max get in the race that his soup, we will tell you that the law says, except by impeachment, you are supposed to drink that soup.
Live with the soup.
Live with the soup
for 6 years.
If the soup sweet, you enjoy. If the soup not sweet, we'll close your nose and we'll put it in your mouth. But I would never encourage, and they lie on me, they say all kinds of things. George Weah, we made it for 5 years now, and the people now have almost 200 listing Rufus Neufville.
And you stay waiting.
I don't want to wait. I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting because we that in advocacy will have to uphold and maintain our integrity. Look, let me tell you, T-Max. Maybe the Liberian people have forgotten. This was the same Rufus Neufville that was suspended from the legislature for refusing luxury vehicles, refusing increment in benefit, advocating for the pay of the civil servant. I can eat dry rice with cassava and rail oil for the rest of the 6 or 12 years in the country without government job. And if I being a good lawyer, even I will go to the magisterial court and I will find someone, a client there, they will buy me back or I will care home for my children. But I would never subjugate my character and my conscience. I told my colleagues to demand George Weah to come down and march to the mansion to pull him down would be an abrogation of the Constitution. It could lead to should not do it. They only respond that, oh, government gave the man job, we can't see the job. But the most important thing is the December 17 protest is different. I am now a member of the group that planning that protest. As a civil society group, we remain independent. In fact, we even observe the protest to make sure it's in line with law. But they've been not said. The kinds of rhetoric that came from my brothers, and I don't want to call the name yet, the kind of rhetoric that came from them doing that Weah Step Down, not the rhetoric we hear coming. People saying they're suffering and they want to assemble, let them assemble and say how they're suffering. Maybe if we can find solution to resolve it, we'll call them to the table. We'll say, okay, say you say the car running too hard and how you're suffering will slow down. But you two, you are Liberian, you have the right to say it. And we will never support any attempt to say people should not assemble. The right to assemble is guaranteed under the Liberian Constitution. So the December 17 people, let them go together. If they reach the rhetorics and say we Tiyah suffering, therefore we are going to the Capitol building, to the temple, to the mansion for the government to change, we'll say no, that October you're supposed to wait for. But they have not said that. Now a promoter of the, you know that. I'm just saying, once you act in line with the law, we are supposed to protect you and give you the right to protest. Whether the Minister of Justice Lekki or not, Minister Musa didn't got no option but to let him then the right to assemble. Because when people ask for fundamental right, they don't appeal, they demand. When we are writing petitions to the court, we demand our rights. We don't say, Your Honor, I'm begging you, my client here, please allow the court to pay him money. Honor, we've come to claim our right to payment. So fundamental rights are required. They are demanded. They are asked for. They are not begged for. So you don't need to see Musa Dean making happy for him to grant you the right to assemble. But the only thing we have laws governing how people operate in the correct confines of the law. And I hope that we'll also have time to deal with the AFL issue.
We'll deal with that later. We'll deal with that later. Let's take our second break. When we come back, call me on those numbers on 07777 or better stay, call me on 077221223. He'll be live from 5050 on Sky 107. My special studio guest is Ambassador Rufus. Neufville is the executive director of the People Action Network and once upon the time, national chair of the independent COP.
It's possible, anytime, anywhere. A way to make you smile from ears to ears. With Orange Money new broken fees, you can take off your own sekabagi and keeps you smiling. A smile that comes from the heart. A smile that keeps you ongoing. A smile that lasts forever. More smiles with Makabagi. Discover the Orange Money new broken tariff. Withdraw and transfer money to your loved ones now at less expensive fees and experience more advantage with Orange Money broken tariff.
Orange Money.
Let's finish our coming water heading Mahalo. No quarry. How was feeling my sister Shona? I saw in next week episode. I said you would join a weekend morning, y'all. To be out for your house.
Shit. Test my weapon with Filipino show business. Don't worry, I got the perfect solution for you. All right, on the radio. They make the announcement again. Just listen.
More light at home. More possibilities for greatness. Orange Energy is a reliable solution to all light problems. Inspired by the sun and changing lives, one beam at a time. Brighter days are here. Orange Energy now provides reliable electricity at affordable rates with solar kits starting at $6,565 Liberian dollars and monthly payments starting at $1,600 Liberian dollars. Visit any of our stores or POS to purchase your kit.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
After being in the business for more than 20 years, Upton all it takes to make your car work best for you. Uptown Garage has brought in all sizes of new quality tires. We also have the efficient and long-lasting Uptown batteries. Uptown Garage has also brought in a state-of-the-art 2022 upgraded diagnostic machine that can easily detect any problem with your car. Don't worry, we can fix it for you. Is your car having any electrical problem? Well, Uptown Garage has a professional electrician from Ghana who is up to the task of programming and solving all of your car electrical problems. Uptown Garage is at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets with the Uptown Spare Parts Store on Broad Street side. We have our garage and new showroom at Rehab at the junction of President Weah's residence. For original spark plugs from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to car working perfectly, come to Uptown Garage. We give 1 month warranty. We also provide a tow truck free of charge if we are the ones to work on your car. But we can also tow your car anywhere for free. Contact office on 077553317 or 0886553317 or our rehab branch on 0770902865. Uptown Garage, your 100% Liberian owned, is here to put a smile on your face.
From work soon today.
Yo.
All your children are out of school today. The school fee door you always talking about now. Where they go? That ain't here.
Mama.
Yes.
Yeah. Now one horse problem here. We can't toilet for the children. Let's go Isa. Yeah.
Okay, that go what I will.
Mama.
Yes.
Listen to me good. The school fee business. I want you to come be thinking on it too much before you get pressure. You will die before your time.
Because what we
are. That Liberia problem here. Everywhere things hard. Can you imagine to get rest now to buy? It's not easy for me. Things are they can bring salary harmonization instead of $100. I take it $45, $45. It can be buy 2 bags of rest.
I know.
Now you can be worried on rest, then you want to worry on school. Then forget about this school year this year. That what children sit down by the grace of God, they will go to school next year.
I agree with you.
Well, the setting we setting, we're not setting free. We gotta speak out. Then our government year 8. Next week, Saturday, December 17th, they will be having a big rally at SKD where people will go and speak out those things that are happening there, that are happening in the country, that 1 year happening to all the school people. Okay. So today, up to tomorrow, we will go express ourselves that we Tiyah Suffering.
Cosme House, in collaboration with Tama TV, Osh Production, and Africa Entertainment, presents A Night with Cosme.
Oh yeah, baby, you got be Yana.
Get ready to laugh till you drop. Cosme is set to give you the show of a lifetime. It's comedy at its best. A Night with Cosme, with the team Unity 2 Laughter, introduces a new level of comedy in Liberia. You don't want to miss it. A Night with Cosme, happening on Saturday, December 24th, 9 p.m. at the EJS Ministerial Complex Ballroom. Book your table today. Call 0776-894-451. That's 0776-894-451. We have gold, silver, regular, and couples table. Call today and reserve your table. A Night with Cosme is powered by Orange Money, Club Beer, Power Executive Liquor Store, NAFA, SATCOM, Hot FM, ELBC, EPOD, The Flower Pot, Tama TV, African Entertainment, and Jolamel Clothing. And you can also get your ticket via Orange Money. Tickets will be on sale at all Orange POS. A Night with Cosme, comedy at a new level in Liberia. Don't miss it.
I want to see all of your my Concord people Yana, yeah. You've been talking your love Cosme. Now is the time to support. I guess you, Yana.
Thank you very much. Back on 50/50 on Sky 107. Before I open the lines, I want to give you the whole page, a whole program today before we put in your call. So I want us to deal with other national issues. You are the executive director of the People's Action Network. Let's look at other national issues. The president has been out of the country for after 1 month. What does it mean to you? What is your group looking at?
If I had the ears of the president, I would have advised him not to go for that long out of the country, for not just for political reasons, but also for security reason. Is kind of difficult to comprehend why would the president stay that long out of the country. But again, the Minister of Information will have to explain why and give the reasons to see if they benefit more than the
Minister of Information is here. He's not with the president.
Yeah, some deputy, somebody should be there, but we'll wait for the Minister of Information to give the benefit versus the cost. Running governments that you're making business. So if you stay out of the country 1 month, what's the benefit? But while the president was out of the country, all the drama that will occur, including something coming from the army people that were text messages coming to them to do certain things. So those are some of the security implications of staying away that long. So if I had the ears of the president, which I do not have, I would have advised the president to go and come and then go and come.
Go anytime he wants to go.
Yeah, I mean,
and comes back anytime
the president is the chief architect of the foreign policy of the country. So the president is allowed to travel in the interest of the country, something we cannot dismiss. Anybody nowadays will travel in the interest of the country. But my concern is that the length of time of a particular travel, I would have advised the president to find a way around it such that it is done in piecemeal and not just for the long stay. Because a long stay away from the country, especially as we go to election, has a lot of political, social, and even security implications. That I would not advise that the president do. So I'm praying that between now and October, such a long trip would not be encouraged. But in terms of the president traveling, I think it's the duty of the president to travel in the interest of the country. And let me just say something again to that. Whenever the president is traveling, he communicates to the senators. And in the Senate there are a lot of opposition people, a lot of opposition senators. So when the president communicates to them that he's traveling, I don't know what's the approach that they take in talking to him as elders and advising him, as to how to proceed. I don't know how they do it there now, but the senators should be the one to advise the president, the length of stay and all the kind of thing, because he's representing the country. And in the Senate, we have a lot of senators that are not in the president party that we expect to set another standard different from the ruling party people.
Okay.
So on the travel, I would advise that the travels don't be this long between now and October.
That's another thing that is trending on social media, the usage of private jets. There's a picture with GMB and Mr. Ure in a private jet. I don't see why people are making noise about this, because the same people talking about we are using private jets and they're using private jet. What is the difference? What is the contradiction?
Yeah,
to whom should the law be applied?
I mean, to everybody. To be applied to everybody.
If it is wrong,
if we condemn, and I was one of those that condemned President Weah for the private jet issue, given the economy of the country. So I must be bold to also condemn whoever. I think is it Joe Boyka and Uri or somebody that were in the private jet. I must be bold and objective to condemn them too. That riding private jets while Liberian people suffer is a total disregard of the plight of the people. It's like you're drinking a bottle of beer every hour when your children are in school. So I think, and whenever we criticize President Weah for something, we must not do those things. Like I was one of the one pulling my brother down the other day, and somebody called me and said, "My man, why you can't leave your man alone?" Because you promised us that the 15,000 per month was so high, and you will not receive it when you are a senator, and now you're grabbing it. So whenever we condemn the government for something, coming from civil society or government, we must not do those things. So I would encourage Joe Boyka the next time to take an ordinary flight in sympathy with the Liberian people. I don't know who's the owner of the private jet that he keeps flying.
The point is
there's no free gift. When people give private jet to George Weah, they expect political benefit. When they do the same to Joe Boyka or whoever flying private jet, they expect the same benefit. So they're always hiding hand behind these private jets. Let our leaders ride ordinary plane, because the country is so poor we cannot afford private jet. And I would say that to President Weah. I also say that to Joe Boyka. I would say that to any other leader that would be flying private jet or any senator that was class with 20,000 for Tiyah. I will also badge you. So my point, the criticism must be across the board and must be objective in doing it.
They shouldn't double
standard. You cannot condemn T-Mas for doing something and you start to do it. So you're not in power yet, you fly in private jet. One more if you have the whole Ministry of Finance under you. So I mean, if I have the chance to meet the old man, I would tell him don't do it again. Just like I told President Weah, don't do it in the interest of the Liberian people.
So call us on those numbers now on 077777107. You'll be live on 5050 on Sky 107. Better stay call us on 07772212223. Those numbers are pinned on our Facebook page, Sky Communications, Liberia. Let's go to the line, talk to our first caller. Good morning.
Good morning, my dear friend.
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. Go ahead.
Let me say good morning to your studio guest. My name is Daniel D. Fadio, and I join you from Ghana, Tima.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Tima. Let me appreciate the man in studio. Tima, actually, some of us have a fundamental disagreement with our government based on the way in which they proceeded. But for me, I don't really buy in a protestation because if you look at the character, if you look at the nomenclature, that if on a protestation, Tima, they totally contradicted. Look at the life of Louis Brown. Where was Louis Brown during the administration of child care? People in the country were not suffering.
In other words, wait. Don't talk like what I wrote. In other words, if it was wrong during Ellen Johnson's leave time, it should be right at this time. Is that what you're saying?
Tima, it is not what I'm saying. I'm saying the opportunity was given those people to change the paradigm, to change the face of the suffering.
So they didn't change. No, what I'm asking. Wait a minute now. So they didn't change it. So it should remain that way. Is that what you're advocating? Because this guy show yes, no.
They are speaking up.
Give me chance. I don't want to cut you off. Oh, so we should go through the same.
I'm saying if the opportunity is given those people to even steal their share of the country, what we're going through, because they are seeking our own interest. They are not speaking it.
So, my man, all that thing you're talking.
Thank you this morning for the.
Thank you too, myself. I almost wanted to cut you off, sir, because call me on those numbers on 0. Let's go back to line 6. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Give me your good morning. Go ahead.
How about Tim and a still guest?
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, he has spoken well on the right of assembly, and that's constitutional. Why it is true that we're saying that if people have the right to the assembly, police, immigration, army to be present. But my own disappointment is that this counter protest group that I already have on the CDC counter protest group, there's no civilian go and tell no civilian move from here. Only the army, police, and immigration. And they have the right to petition the government. Okay, on that is fine. But on the side, he said other things I have problem with. Way, it's time with the central bank. But why is it true that Joseph Patriots invited in Nigeria? That money is not coming from the central bank. So it is left with Joseph Patriots. Why it is true that we are setting fire for our poor country to have resources come
Give me here.
Yes.
George Mane, we are. The president of the People's Republic of Liberia told you his friend in Senegal want to boost his morale by sending jet. George, I say he never owned that jet, and we're making noise. That's why the ambassador is saying.
Yes, because he is the president, but when he was a footballer, if he had to get all the guests or charters, no one going to have a plan. Because all that will win contract and give them contract on that. They have law. So why is it true that you as the president should not receive gifts? That's a law.
Thank you very much. Let's go back to line 3. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Morning, Timak.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name and where are you calling me from?
This is Amos Swear, the UP Secretary General. Morning to Ambassador Anthony Rufus Neufville.
I'm saying begin
SG.
Yes.
Who provided the private jet for JMB and Ure to fly?
I'm coming to that point. That's exactly the reason I call.
Okay.
First off, it's important to state here that His Excellency Joseph Dimabwaka is one person who is still very much concerned about the economic downturn and the reckless manner in which this government is handling the economy
Mhm.
and the welfare of the people of Liberia. And he has spoken on that on a couple of occasions.
Mhm.
Just recently, of course, your news people participated in a press conference called by J&D when he spoke on trending national issues, of course, including the economy, the rice price, the biometric, and other national issues. It's important to say that the Unity Party is very much concerned about the well-being of the people. Now, we were clear last week that Ambassador Boaka was invited by a friend in Nigeria.
Mhm.
And Ambassador Boaka boarded a commercial plane from the RRA to Nigeria. So from Lagos to Abuja, his friend told him, look, you came on my invitation, so board this plane, this private plane, from Abuja to Lagos, and from Lagos back to Abuja. That's exactly what happened. This is quite different from somebody who presides over the resources of the state. Ambassador Boaka is different from George Weah. George Weah is the president of the Republic of Liberia. He rides a plane that he uses the public resources as part of that plane, unless Ambassador Boaka you invite me to your house. Okay. You a Mercedes Benz. Rather than Mercedes Benz to come to me so we can sit down and talk. Well, I refuse it because I'm a public figure in this country. I can't refuse that. So that analogy being drawn by Anthony Neufville is quite different. In 2016, you saw George Weah flying from one country to another in the sub-region with different helicopters and planes. Nobody had a problem with it because at that time, he was pretty much a private citizen, you understand, aspiring for the presidency of the Republic of Liberia. But when he became president of Liberia, every other activities and decisions of his became a public decision because it's something that needed to benefit the people of Liberia. So when President Weah acquired that plane from his so-called friend in Burkina Faso, it became a public issue because he was using public resources. And at the end of the day, George Weah has now finally purchased the plane with taxpayers' money. So that one is quite different from Joseph Juma Boaka being invited by a friend, and a friend said, board is my plane from Abuja to Lagos, and from Lagos back to Abuja. That's quite very different situation. We cannot draw such an analogy. And Ambassador Neufville or Anthony Neufville needs to know that Joseph Juma Boaka is a modest man. You know that very well. He has led a modest life throughout his public service.
But SG, you know the problem, the political implication, how you seen it, the impression of the Liberian people. I mean, we came down hard on we are. And I thought there's no free lunch when a politician is doing something. There's always, especially so in time that we are in. President Weah was running, started running that plane, and when we questioned Weah said, my friend won't make my morale take. So we make noise. Didn't JMB and the team recognize the fact that this will be a political issue? He has not become president yet. He's riding private jets.
So, I mean, this is not, to be frank with you, it's a totally different issue, Tima. Joseph Juma Boaka, this is somebody who you know very well, who Nigerian people know very well, to be a man who lives a modest life. Boaka cannot go and mortgage the resources of this country because he wants to become president. So therefore, he needs to get some resources or to be induced by somebody outside of this country. Boaka has always traveled out of Liberia. And every time he travels, for example, he travels in the United States of America, his friends organize parties, organize programs, and they send those people sometimes they capture different vehicles, from one state to another. That is not to say that because they've done that for Boaka, it means that Joseph Juma Boaka is entering into some kind of shady deals of who with those individuals. I think let's be very frank here.
Okay,
that's the same trip Joseph Boaka has made in Nigeria. Nigeria trip, it was on the invitation of friends. Besides that, it's important that you understand, Mike, and Liberians need to know that Walker was a state mayor. He was vice president of this country for 2 years. He made lots of good friends in the sub-region. And the other day he traveled to Ghana, again on the invitation of somebody else. Okay? So, and Walker has a foundation that is very actively running in the Republic of Liberia that is providing different kinds of relief assistance to the people of this country. Very active. Why? He's a politician of this country. So he can refuse a gesture by a friend to say, look, come and rob, go my place from one state to another, for somebody to interpret it to mean that because he wants to be president of this country, so when he gets such an invitation, he should not attend it, or when somebody sends a message to him to write it, he should not write it because he wants to be president of Liberia. It's quite different from George Weah. Weah is presiding over the resources of the state. He is regularly using the resources at the detriment of the people of Liberia, not Joseph Duma Bwaka.
Yeah, before I let you go, I just
using resources that is owned by another private citizen, and he's invited because he's a good friend of the gentleman.
Okay.
That's what we can say to it.
Okay, so before I let you know, there are some information going on. How they call him? We speak later on. Is that Joseph Bwaka is in Nigeria to mortgage Wologisi? How true is that?
Bwaka is where?
Nigeria is wanting to be president. He will run to be president, and so he's trying to stop in the ground, raise some money. If he wins, he will mortgage. He will give Wologisi to the guy who invited him. You're laughing at that? It's serious.
See, man, that's nothing. That's regular comment. It's groundless.
Okay.
That is not known, to be that kind of individual.
Okay.
The resources of this country, insofar as Waka's concept for Liberia's transformation is concerned, is going to be used to the benefit of the citizens of Liberia.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Neufville.
Yeah.
The main issue.
All I want to say to
Okay. You come to that, but somebody's on the line. Let's go get back to that person. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Dawson.
Good morning.
Yes, and let me say good morning to all.
Yeah. Hello.
My name is Young for that and I call you this time from the CPP International Bureau. Yes. I want to say thank you to your guests. I think they were there. I did not follow the show at the beginning, but they were filming and on support on the national issue in that affecting the Nigerian people. I will close on the issue of Joe Braga. Now, let me say this. I think most rather you don't need a rocket scientist. You might want to think that people are suffering in like I said, there was no thought. He worked with the government, government. I can tell you, the government was far better than the criminal. I was wrong yesterday. It should be best to do it. Because now we take power, what we are getting take power. And because we want to keep the same way. So let me close on this. The private getting back. This is how we always say, people that are the bag, they don't need your position.
Thank you very much. Ambassador Baga, you want to come in?
Yeah, I just want to say quickly that you guys that are close to JMB should start exposing him to political danger. The people that still support Joe Bwaka is because they believe that he's a very simple, honest man, a man that is not materialistic, a man that will even
who is not flamboyant,
a man that will even eat dry rice in a mansion for the Liberian people to be happy. At least that's what they believe. And some of us that supported him in 2017, that was the driving factor. It's not a guarantee we'll support him again, but I'm telling you, 2017, that was the factor. No one is attracted to Bwaka because he's flying the best plane or wearing the best shoes. Now, people tend to create people, in bad ways that they don't control later. Why the rich man in Nigeria did not send his jet plane for Tiyah Suffering? Why he's not sending a jet plane? Why he's not sending a jet plane for anybody? He's sending a jet plane for a political leader. We hope that the chance of being president and our influence. Africa political around the old man, please. Don't make him get in any act of flamboyancy again, because that is not a factor. that is attracting people to him. It was wrong for getting in the jet plane, the private plane, just like it was wrong for Weah. It is wrong for Joe Boyka, and I can tell the woman in his face that it is wrong. It's a bad image, and it creates political harm for him.
Thank you very much. Let's go to the line to talk to our last caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Max.
Is that Kezo?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
I remember great man you.
Yeah, we'll look for it. We'll get there.
Go ahead, Kezo.
Thank you very much, and let me say good day to you.
Good morning.
Thanks for the topic on the discussion. As he rightly stated, Mr. Jalade, it is the right of every Liberian constitutionally to protest. That is one thing that I don't think anyone should even want to tamper with. No government should be coerced, to say you want to differ with people when it comes to their protest. It is their right. So I don't see any reason why we should even be discussing these things when it comes to protest. I don't see any reason why the CDC government that benefited from the very protest should even be kicking against these things. I don't see it. Let the people go out there and protest. Who's leading the protest? Who's not leading the protest? That is not my concern. Like some people say, oh, yesterday, no other days, he was a warlord, and now today he's leading the protest. Because you are a Liberian and you serve in the government before, does that mean that you cannot protest for something that's going wrong today? I don't think so. I was there yesterday. He protested against me. He said I was doing it wrong. What makes you to see over today? I can't protest anything wrong. The very thing you said I was doing wrong yesterday, and you are doing it today. What don't you think that I should come back to to tell you now? Oh, but yesterday you said I was doing it wrong. Why are you doing the same thing today? I think we should stop these things. And on the part of the Anthony Studio, if you want to be an advocate, be an advocate. Close your eye to whether the person is your friend or not. Senator Dillon, he's somebody that I have never met. I have never seen this brother. I don't even know him in person. But like I've said before, and I will continue to say it, he's one good Liberian that needs the support of every Liberian. This is a man who has a bill currently in the Senate preaching for people to make $5,000. No government official should go above $5,000. If Liberian, we are true to ourselves, advocates all over, this is one message that we should be preaching for. We can help that brother fight the war that he's fighting in the Senate. We can help to make Liberia better. With all of us, he's not 100%. I'm not going to say that he's 100%. But he needs us. He needs all the points hand behind to support him, to criticize him wherever he goes wrong, help him fight the battle. He's doing his best, and we need to help him fight it. Thank you very much.
You don't need a bill to bring salary down. You have the budget before you. The budget is law. Is that instrument? So use that instrument to bring salary down, or do what you want to do with salary. Why do you need a law for bringing salary down?
Let's take
the budget is a law.
Let's take our last break. When we come back, we go straight to Studio A to talk to Boki to give us comment from our social media users.
Let's coming go to Haiti Mahalo. No worry. How was feeling my sister Shona? I saw in next week episode. I said you were trying with your money, Lord. Can be out for your house.
Sure. Test my weapon with Filipino show business. Don't worry, I got the perfect solution for you. I heard it on the radio. They make the announcement again. Just listen.
More light at home, more possibilities for greatness. Orange Energy is a reliable solution to all light problems. Inspired by the sun and changing lives, one beam at a time. Brighter days are here. Orange Energy now provides reliable electricity at affordable rates, with solar kits starting at $6,565 Liberian dollars and monthly payments starting at $1,600 Liberian dollars. Visit any of our stores or POS to purchase your kit.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
Custom House, in collaboration with Tama TV, Osh Production, and Africa Entertainment, presents A Night with Custom.
Oh yeah, baby, you got be Yana.
Get ready to laugh till you drop. Custom is set to give you the show of a lifetime is comedy at its best. A Night with Cosime with the team Unity 2 Laughter introduces a new level of comedy in Liberia. You don't want to miss it. A Night with Cosime happening on Saturday, December 24th, 9 p.m. at the EJS Ministerial Complex Ballroom. Book your table today. Call 0776-894-451. That's 0776-894-451. We have gold, silver, regular, and couples table. Call today and reserve your table. A Night with Cosime is powered by Orange Money, Club Beer, Power Executive Liquor Store, NAFA, SATCOM, Hot FM, ELBC, EPOD, The Flower Pot, Tama TV, African Entertainment, and Jolomel Clothing. And you can also get your ticket via Orange Money. Tickets will be on sale at all Orange POS. A Night with Cosime, comedy at a new level in Liberia. Don't miss it.
I want to see all of your my Concord people, Tiyah, you've been talking your love cause me. Now it's the time to support. I catch you, Yana.
After being in the business for more than 20 years, Uptown Garage has all it takes to make your car work best for you. Uptown Garage has brought in all sizes of new quality tires. We also have the efficient and long-lasting Uptown batteries. Uptown Garage has also brought in a state-of-the-art 2022 upgraded diagnostic machine that can easily detect any problem with your car. Don't worry, we can fix it for you. Is your car having any electrical problem? Well, Uptown Garage has a professional electrician from Ghana who is up to the task of programming and solving all of your car electrical problems. Uptown Garage is at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets with the Uptown Spare Parts Store on Broad Street side. We have our garage and new showroom at Rehab at the junction of President Weah's residence. For original spark plug repair, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly, come to Uptown Garage. We give 1 month warranty. We also provide a tow truck free of charge if we are the ones to work on your car. But we can also tow your car anywhere for a fee. Contact Uptown Garage head office on 0777 553317 or 0886 553317 or our rehab branch on 0770 902865. Uptown Garage, your 100% Liberian owned, is here to put a smile on your face.
I said, Joey.
Yeah.
Mama, what is happening in our country? The corruption is too much.
My papi, even you feel you in position or you're not in position, corruption killing us.
I'm telling you.
There's a big rally coming up. Very big.
When?
On Saturday, December 17th, at SKD Sport Complex, where all of us will go and speak up truth to our government. Let me tell you, if you're not talking now, it will leave your stomach, you die. It's good for you to talk it so our government can hear it. So they will know that the Liberian people know the bad things that are going on in your country. Let me be frank to you. When they send money to the country to go for education, one person take it and sit down on it. So the other small schools are suffering. The MS school fee going way up.
Our children just suffering, they can't go to school.
When money come in the country for hospital, the people take the money, they sit down on it. No drugs in the hospital. So the people dying. We suffering in the country. We tired suffering. Can you imagine, man? Uncle Sam got to leave from way over there and say, oh, certain people doing corruption in the player.
Yeah, and they sanction them.
They said nobody should do business with these people that were caught doing corruption and they were sanctioned by America. But still, they were still doing businesses with them.
Look at that.
You see how things going on here. Their country here, it will not stand strong. We will die here one by one. No grave will be there to show us. So we're not sitting and close our mouth. Let all of us go for that rally.
I will be there. Me and my entire family will be there.
My entire community. I will transport those that don't have transportation. But they rally, we all will be there in full. So from today to tomorrow, we tired suffering.
I said, Joey.
Yeah.
Mama, what is happening in our country? The corruption is too much.
Thank you very much. Back on 50/50 on Sky 107. I'm seeing all the comments are coming here. Okay, before we get to the comments from our social media users, let's get to the issue. A fortnight ago, the chief of staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia made some startling revelations, scary statements. I want us to listen to that. I want you to listen to that and give me your perspective on that.
A caveat for whosoever may feel or is disenchanted as we approach the 2023 elections to use the court system as was seen in 2017 presidential and 2020 midterm senatorial elections. If you decide to take the law into your own hands, disregarding the rule of law, regardless of your current or past status, and if the LMP cannot control your actions and or is overwhelmed, we will exercise our constitutional duties.
You said anyone who feels disenchanted should use the rule of law like the 2017 elections. If anyone deviates from that, the armed forces will step in.
Parties feel disenchanted, they went to the Supreme Court. We just saw it during the time. What we're saying, let's use the rule of law.
You said no one will be given permission to tamper with the high-end peace of Liberia.
We went through close to 15 years of civil war. We have relatively 19 years. The need to sustain this is crucial to our institution. And based on the Constitution, our mission, according to the National Defense Act of 2008, we will be able to support the people of Liberia in sustaining this peace.
It's already caused that you should not be speaking in that form and manner. Instead, it should be the national police because you are responsible for the external security, not internal security.
Again, people need to go and read the Constitution. They say domestic and external. So both internal and external. You know, I think we need a school, and sometimes we need a school somewhere. I agree with some politicians we have that don't know how the military work. And I think it's all because we have had international forces here for a long time, so a lot of them don't read and don't understand. They need to go and check or read the National Defense Act of 2008, Chapter 2, Section 2.3e, our mission to support the police. If you read the caveat, what did I say? If the police is overwhelmed, we will not sit and wait.
Your statement has caused a bit of panic across Liberia and even outside, looking at the history of the army in Liberia.
Why should it be? I don't think so. I think it's the issue of reading and comprehending. I think comprehension is a big challenge in our country. And I think even at the highest level, there are some senior government officials I think still need to.
Are you assuring the population that there's no plan by the military to have any other action that will topple democratic rule?
I can reassure you, despite the wave for what we're seeing in our region, in ECOWAS, these armed forces of Liberia will not revert to what happened in 1980, not honor this leadership.
That might just be a statement, but actions might be different.
But you can see the action. We are in our barracks. Do you see our?
Are you not thinking about overthrow?
Never. Not honor this new administration. I think why some people are a bit not happy, and I think this is the issue. The armed forces of Liberia will support the ballot box.
Have people been
that is 2 elections.
Have people been asking you should have a takeover?
Well, I would tell you, for that, it's like I'm saying they know nobody can come to me. But I will tell you something. I've had a friend a couple of friends in the United States, especially those in the United States, who have been inboxing some of us using codes and say, look, this is the time for the armed forces of Liberia. You know, most time I say, even President Joe Biden can convince the armed forces of Liberia to do anything in this country. We will stick and we will uphold the tenets of democracy.
Your comment, please.
The most dangerous part of the chief of staff statement is that some people have been contacting him,
inboxing him, giving him code.
Yeah, to topple the government. The chief of staff must understand that there's something that we call inchoate offenses. I mean, in criminal law, when you plot to do certain things, you could be held for it, even if you don't do it. So if there's a conspiracy to topple, to abrogate the Constitution, people that are conspiring to do so could be held, even if they don't shoot the first bullet. So it's first incumbent upon staff to say to the Liberian people who are those that have been impacting him, because they are taking substantial steps towards abrogating the Constitution, and they could be arrested, they could be prosecuted for that. I think certain issues are classified security matters, and they should not be brought to the press. Generally speaking, the AFL should have nothing to do with surveillance activities, nothing to do with pro-democracy activities, except they are called in by the president, who is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Liberia. And he's talking about the Defense Act that the AFL will support in case of any, the police is overwhelmed. You don't have to lecture us on that, because when the police is overwhelmed, the media can assist the police. The immigration can assist the police. The market women can assist the police. We don't need the AFL to tutor us on that. It is dangerous for the army to take the first step into surveillance matters because you can't determine the second or third step. He also talking about he got no plan to overthrow and he will follow the democracy. But most of the people that have been overthrown in Africa have not been the general or the chief of staff. They've been the sergeant, the private lieutenant, the captain. So that thing he talking there, when Master Sergeant Samuel Doe decided to go to the executive mansion, he didn't call the chief of staff. In fact, the chief of staff was running away himself. This is why the army is so unique. You don't put them any inch into politics. Because, Mr. Chief of Staff, I hope you're listening to me. Master Sergeant Doe did not ask the chief of staff. This is why we are encouraging the army to not say anything into surveillance matter. The army should speak to the Ministry of Information, the Office of the President, or whatever surveillance authority there is. Because once the army takes the first step, there will be the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth step. So I disagree with the chief of staff, and I hope you will not repeat it. I hope that the president will warn him seriously about that. People asking you to overthrow the government is a classified, it's a top security issue that you don't bring to the radio, except you are prepared to call the names of those asking you to overthrow the government. So the chief of staff was in error. That's my view.
Let's go to Julius Bogie to give us comment from our social media users. And let me interject here. The comments you're about to hear are not comments from Sky Communication. They are comments from our social media users. So it's over to you, Julius.
Okay, thank you, T-Max. We'll start with this one from Johnny Fiso Koti, who says, my name is Johnny Fiso Koti, watching from Clay Street. Papi Keita said, good morning, T-Max. Papi Keita watching from Dupont Road. Josh G. Saki Jr. said, good morning, Sky TV. I'm watching from Bassau Town, Do Community. 10th for the update. Mayfi Deco said the chief of staff, Prince Johnson, needs to be dismissed and sent to the UCMJ for investigation. He comes back and say, AFL chief of staff, Prince Johnson, will have to disclose the names of those who texted asking him to quote-unquote stage a coup d'etat, or else he should be arrested. Jackson Lendo said, good morning, Sky FM. I'm watching from West Point City. And we'll come to Deco Mayfield again. Say you are no longer critical, my brother. Honorable George Watkins Jr. said, good morning, everyone. I'm watching from the township of Johnsonville this morning. Hit on with the Jedo said, good morning, T-Max. I write from the Queer Street Intellectual Center for Development in Logan Town. T-Max, protestation can't solve the problem in Liberia. Those guys from the opposition need to be serious. Only a political blind Liberian will trust Louis Brown and others. We are aware of their tactics. They were the big boys in the city during the Mama Nukunu regime as president of Liberia. Mohammed Passawa said, right to assemble is guaranteed under our constitution. So, only thing the Justice Ministry can do is to allow the security apparatus. The security apparatus is to provide security for the citizens. So the minister has no option but to grant permission. Thanks to you, Mr. Minister, for understanding the Constitution. Mayfi Deco comes by and says, you have never, President George, we had terrible leadership in Liberia and leadership. He said, you instead do more of your advocacy on the opposition who are not using state resources at all. This is a complete hypocrisy. Ambassador Rufus Neufville. Let's come to the last one here. Jesus and baptism. So Rufus Neufville is doing this because that's how they got job during Salif time. Back to you, T-Max, for the continuation of the program 50-50 this morning.
Thank you very much. Our time is up. Ambassador, what would be your closing statement?
Finally, protest is one way to express your feelings about government. Another way is to utilize the support base you have in the legislature. I'm also encouraging the opposition parties to speak with the senators. Another way to stop people from suffering is also to use the law, the legal mechanism to do that. And we have enough opposition senators that can also do that. I want to close also by just informing the Liberian people that the People Action Network, we are with our women in the 16 days of activism. We are also proposing an amendment of the rape law to increase the punishment for people who rape babies. At another time, we'll discuss that, and we'll be going across the country establish cells to support women in this regard. Thank you for the opportunity. Liberia is all we have. Let us follow the law and let the government respect the rights of its citizens. Thank you.
On that note, we come to the end of this edition of 50/50. My name is Stephen. Thanks for being there. Thanks for your participation in this program. Tomorrow morning, again, I'll be here to discuss another issue. This is the only country I've got. The stability is key to our survival. People must be able to be given the right to express themselves. The Constitution fully 110% guarantees that, and we should exercise that. Like I said before, years back, I will be part of anything, any gathering that is deemed to be peaceful because I'm a peaceful person. The death of one man diminishes me because I'm a human being. That's how we keep our country together. Let's keep it intact so that when we passing it on to our generation, it will be better off than what we had it. See you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye for now.